Key takeaways from the MET test work, it's all in line with our PFS. We released this last year, which was a study but based on Albion technology to get the gold out of the sulfides. We've got really good results which came out in last week's release. Our sulfide recovery was about 98%, which was a 9% mass pull. Our PFS study assumed a little bit higher of a mass pull, but with the way that it's come through, the recent technology changes over the last 20 years, we've managed to get a really clean concentrate, and that's going to feed well going into the next stages of the mill design. In this, 91.6% of the gold was recovered into the concentrate. That's in line with what we expected back in the PFS. Again, the key there being 9% of the material. We've got 91.16% of the gold. The rest of the gold will go into the flotation tailings, and that goes into the leach circuit. So we still recover that, but that's on top of what we get through the Albion circuit. The Albion circuit was chosen for this because we need a partial oxidation process. We've got our pyrite, which sits in this concentrate. About 80% of the gold sits in the pyrite, and that'll be sorted out through the ultrafine grind component. So we'll have isomills at the front end of the Albion circuit. The gold, which is associated with the arsenopyrite, about 20% of our gold, that's what needs the oxidation. Albion is quite well suited to this project. We only need a partial oxidation, around 30 to 50%. The ore has shown that it will oxidize quite quickly. And going through there, test work which we put out last year showed it works. Initial test work is underway now for the DFS level study with core laboratories over in Queensland. First samples, it's all looking pretty encouraging, so we're pretty happy with the path we're on visits currently. So in terms of these results, these really help underpin what our plan is for the processing. By getting the recoveries we expected, the lower mass pull, and then knowing how much gold's in there, it's really just confirming what we already knew, or it's coming out with better results. So what this will allow for us, potentially in the flotation circuit, we're not going to need as many cells in there. Because the rougher cells did most of the work and we got a good recovery out of that, we may not need the cleaners or as many cleaner cells. So that's a little bit less capital. With the mass pull being lower than was estimated in the PFS, this also means the Albion circuit may not need to be as large. So it'll be a little bit less intensive on the isomills, potentially smaller tankage capacity, or that means we can do a high throughput on what we already expected. So all in all, it's positive for us, but also confirmatory. For us, the drill campaign we just finished a step-up program, which was 35,000 metres of drilling. It's been pretty fantastic. We've learnt a lot about the ore body. We're getting a good handle on the structural controls that are associated with it, but we're delivering consistent high-grade results. Two of the real key areas we've had success between Pollard and Youanmi, mate, the prospect area. That's been really exciting. It's showing that the ore system is continuous and it is a high-grade plunging chute through there. What does that mean? That means more strike off the same capital development, which means potentially a high tonnage early on in the mine plan. The Youanmi main area, the north side of that, we've also had some excellent success in there, extending the strike with the known mineralisation. These are all growth holes we've been drilling inside the resource but outside the mine plan. So the likelihood is it's going to add more high-grade tonnes from the same capital development.